CRXT, low float pharma stock. Made a bit of a move yesterday, kind of breaking out of essentially 140, and then really made a strong move after hours, all the way up to a high of 228. Kind of did a bit of a wedge at the 180 level. And I think now that we've kind of broken that, it's going to be a little bit tough for a continuation. I mean, we are kind of breaking down and then, well below VWAP. I mean, we do have seem to have a little bit of a consolidation right now at the 1.7 level, but nothing really strong. Volume's okay. I mean, it's kind of light this morning. I mean, we're at like almost like 4.8 million, about half hour still to the bell. I mean, I think this gap on some news, I think, I mean, it has been a bit of a downtrend. Well, it wasn't a bit of a downtrend for most of the months, and then, the past few weeks or so, it's been seeing a little bit more action. We do have a pretty good level at the, I'd say 125. It had a pretty good strong trend a few weeks ago, and then a little bit of a downtrend. So I think any really big long-term shorts probably had gotten out earlier in the trend in the month. So I don't know if we'll see a huge squeeze. I think, and kind of the intraday perspective, if maybe it's a break of 215, you might see people who were short got short these after hours as a possible breakout over that. I mean, it might have also been a little bit of that in the after hours yesterday, pushing that 228 high. I mean, I think really right now it's looking pretty weak. Volume's decreasing. We've been just kind of slowly fading pre-market. We are maybe consolidating and holding 1.7, but it's going to need a big push over VWAP and over that kind of psychological level of 2 before it maybe even gets anything interesting. Let's take a look at WWR. It's kind of a low float, electrical equipment. Yeah, that looks like it had some news yesterday, so that's where we see this spike up after hours. It's kind of just grinding along, not really making any significant moves. Right at that, almost just below the 190 level, which seems to be a pretty big point of either consolidation or inflection. Actually, just below it right now. So maybe if it kind of reaches that 190, we have more of a breakout, but it's really tough to tell just because there's so little volume. I think it's not going to have the momentum to really make a breakthrough. Right now we're holding 185, and on the daily, maybe have a level at 180. It's kind of trading in this little range of 180 and basically 190. Maybe if it gets some more attention and we can break this 190, a possible move over 2 is in the cards. Otherwise, if it breaks down and breaks this 180, you might see a bit of a retracement. I mean, although it has been in a bit of a downtrend on the daily recently, so in terms of where it would retrace back to, I mean, maybe in the 1.6, 1.65. Right now, it just seems like it's going to have not enough volume, and it's going to probably just trade sideways. Let's look at MULN. We've had kind of looks at this previously in a bit of a downtrend the past few weeks. We kind of hit a high of roughly 420, had a bit of descending resistance and kind of been bouncing off that. We're pretty well off the SMA in the daily. It's about 60 cents or so. And right now, I'm not seeing any particular news. So I think it's just kind of normal trading. We do sort of have a line here at this 1.7, and you can see it kind of broke that yesterday, which led to a bigger downtrend. But it did hold kind of 155 range. Really not as much volume though. Not much real big gappers in heavy volume right now. This one, I mean, it's kind of reaching almost an inflection point of this 1.7 and this descending resistance line. So, if it kind of converges into that, you might see either break up, break down. Right now, the volume's so light, it's hard to really predict any type of movement. I think maybe if we break the descending resistance, you could see a move up. I mean, next level might be at 3. However, we'd have kind of established possibly like a 2.6 level, almost 2.55 as possible level for move up. I mean, right now the volume is just so light. I think it's, without any news, it's probably going to be a sideways day. That's what it's going to be really. The past few days or so. I mean, ATR is real small, or not necessarily real small, but it's kind of a decreasing as the days, the past few weeks. So they're like 0.41. So yeah, I'm thinking this is not going to do much. Might just kind of stay within a range of, I don't know, 160 and maybe 180 on the day. Seem to have a bit of a level at 180 over the past few days. Probably that 180 to 160. If it breaks one of those, maybe it'll have more of a move. But right now with the volume, it looks like it's going to trade kind of flat within those.